Welcome to me messing around and just recording stuff. Roll the intro.
No escape. Behind your eyes.
Okay, so for today we are going to be working on a little demo that I've had in the works for ages and I just haven't gotten around to finishing it at all. I know what I want the song to sound like, but I haven't actually gotten around to doing such things. So here is a brief, what would you call it? A brief snippet of what it currently sounds like. It's nice and heavy, as you can tell. Have the bass going nice and loud underneath. Anyway, there was more after that brief little soundbite that who knew that, but for time's sake, I specifically just showed you that bit, which is the opening and arguably the heaviest bit of the song. So yeah, now I have to get to actually finishing the song. How long is it at the moment? It's only 1 minute and 12 seconds, so it's not in any way, shape or form been touched since I last worked on this, which was on the 11th of March. What date are we at now? 26th. So it has been a little while. Anyway, I currently have this little part here. It sounds like this. But it's missing bass. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the guitar track, because this is all MIDI at the moment. It's just a demo. So I have an excuse to write with MIDI. And I'm just going to copy paste like so. So now I should have the bass underneath. And I don't like my basses, like when I do a MIDI bass guitar, I don't like it to sound like some kind of electronic instrument. I like it to sound as realistic as possible. So I'm going to go into the MIDI editor, and I think, what do I think? Well, I don't know what I think. I think I'm gonna make these into slightly longer notes at the beginning. So instead of it going da-na-na-na-na-na-na, it's gonna go da-na-na-na. I will show you exactly what I mean in a second, once I have done the very boring process of editing these things. Let's just stretch this out. And again. Lovely. Right. Dum, dum, dum. And I like to keep things simple, especially when it comes to heavy things, because I think it's more about the groove. When it comes to heavy stuff, you know, you can have a big wall of sound. Like you can have really fast playing guitars, really thumpy bass, and ridiculous blast beat drums with whatever wailing vocal you want over the top. But it's not going to sound heavy unless you have a groove. Otherwise, it is just a wall of noise, and you're like, oh, I can't really like make anything out. That's cool if you like that kind of thing. Me personally, I like to have groove even in a lot of the heavier stuff that I listen to, even with like slam and even some black metal that I listen to. Even though I like to have nice and groovy sounding stuff. So, got the little intro, which is literally just the guitars. And that's great and all, but I kind of want some kind of ambient leads. Let's see what I can do with that. I'm thinking some kind of like, I feel like it should be like a string thing. Let's try I can't type apparently. Violin. I should have listened better in English class. Because I can barely spell anything. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, whatever. Okay, stop playing the thing. Thank you. This song doesn't have a key. Every heavy song that I write is chromatic. So it doesn't need a key. It doesn't begin on C, or at least I don't think it does. If it does, the guitar's tuned so low, you're not going to be able to tell anyway. However, I think for this little lead, I might put this in the key of C major, because it's like the saying, what was it? I saw a comment the other day, and it said something along the lines of the greatest music you've ever written but haven't written yet is in C major. So we're taking that and running with it. Now let me find. Just add a bunch of effects to it. Let's add a reverser and turn it all the way up. And turn it all the way up. Thank you. There we go. And then I'm gonna take a pumper, which is like BandLab's side chain pedal. I like to put this on drums or even sometimes bass, depending on the kind of bass that I'm using, because it just gives that song kind of like this kind of bounce that it needs almost. So let's set that on the way. Make this 16th notes as well. There we go. Now I'm going to EQ. All I do for this, I'm just going to take out every single sub-frequency, boost the 200, brings a little, kind of just sculpt out the mids a little. Nice. I realise I'm just rambling on here, but hey, if you need something in the background, I suppose these videos could be chill to watch whilst you study or something. I don't know what people do. Yes, I like that idea actually. No, not like that. Imagine crashing out because you can't work a pitch shifter properly. There we go. There we go. And there we go. It's very dissonant. So, I'm thinking, where do we start? Where do we start? I'm going to go, I think if we do, is that called a fourth? I have no idea. The length of the note is like 4 little squares, okay? So it's a long note. It's a big boy note. Don't ask me what that is because I don't know. I only know a little bit of music theory and it's not very much. Yeah. No, that's not what I want. No! Imagine crashing out over a MIDI. So, should sound like this, just having this creepy little. I feel like that's unresolved. Excuse me, imagine burping. Pardon me. Look at me having manners. So I'm gonna extend this, but when I finish I suppose the phrase, is that what you would call this? A phrase? I'm going to, instead of coming up, I'll go down. It kind of neatly ties up. Yeah. Now we just need a bunch of reverb all over that. And I do mean cake it in reverb to the point that it sounds like it's coming off of a mountain or something. Or I could put the reverb before the pitch shifter. That could be a cool effect. So it will pick up a ton of harmonics. There we go. Size and tone all the way up. Lovely. Now that's nice. It's a perfect loudness. Now I'm going to just take that and I'm going to repeat it across at least the beginning of the track. I'm not sure if I wanted to continue on throughout the whole thing. It'd be cool to have it in like parts to fill up some more space. Like this groovier section, for example, before it goes into like the drop and it's like dum 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 dum. Because I prefer those kind of sections to be a bit more empty. It just adds this I don't know how to describe it. I can see colors when I listen to music. If anyone knows what that's called, you know, please put that in the comments, because I feel like I'm like one of the very few people who can do that. It's very weird. I don't know how to describe it, but when there's like a lack of any ambience in like a breakdown, for example, to me in my head, I instantly picture like this viscous black color, and it's just, I like it. I like it a lot. Here's what we're now working with. Oh. I'll stop now. I can't drum for shit. Like at all. Yeah. That's why I program drums. You see what I mean though, right? Where like the ambience kind of drops out after the phrase, like it becomes like almost completely dark and colorless, and there's space there for something else instead. Maybe it's like backing vocals along with like the main vocal, but yeah, I don't know. I personally think it's awesome. We're rolling with it. Actually, we could always copy the opening, and when we do that instead, just extend it. No, I don't think we should extend it actually. I think if we make it a bit shorter, it can be almost like a hook, and we'll replay it a couple times because it's too short to be a chorus. Way too short to be chorus. Copy paste the bass line, and do the same with the drums. Let's do this. All right, so. Anyway, now I need something to come after the hook. Maybe another breakdown. Yeah, I'm thinking of breakdown. I mean, like, maybe someone else would have a better idea in the comments, but it's not like we're doing this live at the moment. How we get to 100, not 100, sorry, 1,000 subs, and I'll do a live, and we can all produce a song together. I'm thinking some kind of like, bum, 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 bum. That's what I'm thinking. Oof, that's horrible by itself. And it sounds like it's clipping a lot more than it actually is, I swear. Like, when you're listening to it through headphones, it's not clipping nearly as much. It's just where I got the limiter way up for no reason at all. And then I'm gonna shrink this to like 2 little squares on the square thingy. That's very loud. Bum, bum. Dum, dum, dum. That sounds horrible, doesn't it? Pardon me. And I don't care if anyone doesn't care, but if anyone don't like the burp, and you can always leave. I don't really care. I am who I am. Take it or leave it. You know, I think that's an important rule to have in life in general. You know, don't take life too seriously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7. No, that's too far. Okay. Try that again. No, we're rolling with it. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do, lad, that'll do. And what if we do some like dissonant stuff up nearer the top? Oh, that is a horrible sound, isn't it? Hopefully it doesn't sound too bad when it's all put together. I feel like I might have to lower that a little bit. Oh, I will cut this out because this is going to hurt. Alright, now it sounds like this. And then I think I'm going to make that phrase repeat for about, I will do it 4 times. Let's go for 4, shall we? It's not like it's a lucky number, and I don't think it's a lucky number. I don't know. 13 is meant to be a lucky number in some places, but like really unlucky in others. I know there's like certain countries that you can go to and they don't have a 13th floor in some of their buildings because 13 is associated with bad luck and death. I don't know what countries those are. I could be wrong. I could be spouting a big load of crap right now. So someone fact check it for me. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I want to get a bass groove. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to copy paste that and I'm going to do it twice. So do our bass line next. Go into the bass channel, copy paste. Now I have to edit a bunch of things, otherwise it's going to hurt so many people's ears when they listen to the full thing. It will sound like this is the unedited. Just doesn't sound very good, does it? I mean, not that it sounds very good anyway at the moment, being in a demo phase and all, but it will sound a lot better once I've actually improved upon such things. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Get rid of that and drop that all the way down. Right, so now it should sound like this. So I think that works because the bass will be carrying the lowest bit of the frequency whilst the will be just doing its own thing, just adding that extra nasty texture. I think we'll just add a simple little drum groove. So let's just do A, pattern A here, and then I think I'll change it up. And I will go for, let's take a look, what else we got? So I like that when you have the same riff going, but like the drums underneath, like the groove completely changes, or it doesn't completely change, but it's different. Versus okay, we can stop playing that now. It's offending people's ears. And then bringing back that little ambient thing. So it will build up and like in post-production I'll add risers and all that. And then the ambient thing will come back in before we get to the hook one last time. Oh, I don't know what's going on at the moment, but there's like colds and stuff, even though it's like March. But everyone I know is getting ill at the moment. It's stay away from me, and now I'm getting ill again. I have a very high chance of getting like some kind of cold or whatever. I think I'll drag that out. Make that like double as long. Apologies for speaking so low as if I'm like some wannabe tough guy or whatever, you know, it's just, it gets kind of annoying after a while, I'm aware. But yeah, okay, let's take a listen to the full thing. So for context, I'm playing this to you before I put any kind of post-production on it, meaning that you'll probably won't see me put rises and drops and bass and extra sub and all that in. This is just the scratch demo for what I've got in the works at the moment. You can hear the vision though. Again, this is just a demo, but you can hear the vision. Boom! Ba-da-ba-bum-bum. For that, I can kind of imagine more risers coming in and acting like these crashing ocean waves. And that will definitely need rises coming into the hook again, because it's just, I don't know, otherwise it's going to feel a bit too out of place, I feel. I kind of want to fade that little lead bit in. I think if it fades in slowly on that like breakdown bit there, it will just sound so much smoother and the transition will be so much better. I'm thinking for this bit at the end, I'm gonna like pan it so the guitars go like left and right in your ears. Awesome. Anyways, y'all, if you have enjoyed, and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing, and you could also drop me a like, and yeah, that would be much appreciated. I release my own music here on YouTube and on BandLab. I don't put out music anywhere else at the moment. So yeah, if you haven't checked that kind of stuff out already of mine, like, please do. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next one.
Project Hi-Fi out.